So you've said that your office does not pre-approve vacations. That's contrary to the statements that have been made by representatives of the Prime Minister. Specifically, the government House leader said that the vacation was pre-approved. So to be clear, do you pre-approve vacations by designated public office holders?
I just read you the provision of the law. I give advice. I give advice when asked questions about conflict. We give the answer. The office holder can describe that advice that he gives whichever way he wants to refer it. In this case, they called it pre-clearance. It's not a term I would have used. What we did is we advised him on the propriety of his trip to Jamaica. As you know, it's in the public domain that he consulted us and we advised him.
Okay. So the Prime Minister has offered 3 separate public statements on this matter as to the disclosure to your office. Are you able to share with us if it was the first, second, or third version of events that representatives of Mr. Trudeau provided Canadians? Can you say which one he consulted you on?
No, I cannot. As I pointed out, it's confidential. I'm not responsible for the spokesman of the Prime Minister and the way he characterizes our interaction. I can only tell you what happened. They consulted us. We gave advice. They went to Jamaica. If it had not been an acceptable gift, it would have had to be reported on our website. 30 days have passed and nothing has been reported.
Are you satisfied that the gift of the $84,000 vacation was one from a friend and not from an entity like a corporation or a company?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we verify allegations of friendship. We do our research, and the facts as disclosed publicly by the Prime Minister and what we found out ourselves are coincident with the fact that this is a true friend who has no relations with the government of Canada.
So, so I appreciate that, but let me be a bit more precise. So it's not a question of to me, if they're friends. The question is, who gave the gift? So we'll give an example. If a Prime Minister is friends with, let's say, a family member of Ted Rogers, and it's established, it's been ruled on by your office that a Prime Minister is friends with this individual. If that designated public office holder then receives free wireless services from Rogers Communications, Inc. in perpetuity as a gift from the friend, but the friend is not incurring the expense, the corporation is foregoing revenue. Is that an acceptable gift from a friend? And sir, if it is not, has your office been satisfied in this case that the gift was in fact paid for by Mr. Green, and it was not just revenue that's foregone by a company that Mr. Green has an interest in? Because I don't see them the same way.
Well, first of all, I don't answer hypothetical questions. So let's forget about what you are getting at is really the question. Does it have to be the friend himself who has given that gift, or it has to be an entity that the friend controls? Frankly, that makes no difference to me. It wouldn't have caused if it hadn't been for the friend, and the friend doesn't have control over the entity that provided this. So in the case here, whether it's Mr. Green or Mr. Green's hotel that gives it, he is the controlling mind. He gave it, so therefore that's what counts. It's the friendship that triggered it.
So foregone revenue by a corporation owned by an individual is an acceptable gift?
It's not a question of that you are trying to get me into income tax issues here. What the issue is not at all that. The issue is whether whether this gift in any way puts the situation in Section 11, which I pointed out, but which I read out to you, which is i.e. that you, thank you, that it gives you that something that might reasonably be seen to have been given influence to the public office holder. You know, is the fact here under the campaign that somebody gave a gift to the Prime Minister who is his personal friend, likely to influence the behavior of the Prime Minister? That's really the question we're looking at. And the gift was given by Mr. Green or by the company that he controls. This is fact is, we know what the gift is. It has been publicly disclosed.
Right. We know now that a gift was given. Initially, the Prime Minister said that he was staying at his own expense, that this was a personal expense that he was incurring. Then when pressed, his story changed. So this is what gave rise to concern by Canadians. Of course, not something that you control, as you said.
Well, it's also totally irrelevant. If he had paid, there would be no issue.
Well, certainly it is.
If he accepts it from a friend, it's also okay.
With due respect, sir, if the Prime Minister or his spokespeople lie to Canadians and he say that he pays for something, that's what gave rise to this issue, the public interest in this issue. And so I'm not looking for you to pronounce on the morals of someone who lies or doesn't, but what we don't know is what the Prime Minister told you. And so that's the challenge that's come, because we can't take him at his word, because he's given 3 different versions of events to Canadians, and that's frankly not acceptable.
Okay. Ms. Khalid, 6 minutes. Go ahead, please.